Hello, hello, my green skins, and today we're reviewing on Bond Month Thunderball. What did you think of Thunderball, Dark?
Okay, this is at the point of the franchise, for me, still among the best Bond films, but it does take a bit of a dive. And I don't mean like it's so a noticeable dive. I just think some they could have done without this, but overall, it's still among the best films. I mean, it's a Connery Bond. It can't not be among the best. I just
I
think the
like to
first
call the
three. Sorry, I just think the first three set the bar so high you can only go downhill from there to varying
mm,
degrees.
meh. I would say that this is actually one of the more expensive Bonds, and I jokingly call this Bond the water sports, and that's kind of what this is. This is
Oh yeah,
basically James Bond. The entire series, the entire movie is that of water sports, and that's what kind of makes it funny. It's all over the place
yeah.
for its like water stuff, and then like there's an entire fight sequence underwater, which is fucking hysterical to look at. Like that is funny. Um. Anyway, let's break this down. So I guess we'll start with music. What did you think of the music for this one?
Okay. Standard Bond music of the Connery era, but there was piece of new theme which I think was a bit overused, and you might have, if you remember, it's the one that goes da 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 da. You know that one. That was
Yeah.
used at like six different points or something in the whole movie.
Well, Tom Jones did the song for Thunderbolt. I think this actually is one of the better Bond Bond songs, like the opening.
Oh yeah, if we're talking
I
about
still
the
think,
intro, that is one of the best in
yeah,
my opinion too.
yeah, that is one of the best. Like I'm
It's
not a
Tom
fan of
Jones.
Goldenfinger. Yeah, it's Tom Jones. Like the guy is badass. Like on every level when it comes to music. Like he's actually does do some good music. And another one I really did. It just like this one's okay. Like it has some good stings. Not the best for all of them, but the music. There's that one. Diamonds Are Forever is also really good, and Live and Let Die I think are the three best out of all the Bond movies. Like let's be honest, Live and Let Die is just amazing. Like that opening is you can just play that opening and just people it psychs out people. It's one of the best openings of all time. But this was really good. What did you think of the should we go to effects next or should we go to acting? Hmm.
Let's go to effects. Um,
Okay. What did you think of these effects? This is pretty much the entire freaking movie, isn't it?
okay, the underwater fight scenes are impressive, but I have to be honest, they do kind of drag on. But there are points in this movie where the effects are a bit, uh, like, I mean, part of me says,
Well,
well, it's 1965, so it's like, but at the same time, like that
no,
that
no,
scene
no. Well,
that scene of the plane sinking, yeah, you could tell that's a model. That scene, some of the blue screen is even worse here than it has been before.
oh yeah, it's but blue screen is blue screen though. Like, well, let's be honest, blue screen's always been shit. Um, it's kind of interesting with this one. The water effects and stuff and the underwater stuff is something that was never really seen before. I can't think of any movie that actually had water effects like this and actually had people underwater doing a sea battle under
Yeah,
like it was so weird. It was almost like a stunt show. If you actually like, if you were to play stunt show music, and here we have like Bond literally jumps in with a water, like with this backpack slash water shooter type thing, and he flies in and there's like this yellow smoke that comes from the engine, and so he like you could clearly see Bond coming in, and there's a lot of scenes like that are underwater. This is actually a little better to watch on a higher grade TV, I find, than it is. Don't It's weird because I've seen this on multiple things because I've seen all of them. I've seen them on VHS. Even seen them on big screen. This looks better on big screen than it does on a smaller screen.
The downside to that is that the imperfections, especially with the, like I said, the blue screen, are more noticeable, more so when
Yeah, they are,
remastered.
but when you see it on a theater screen, it's well, even remastered. I'm not a big fan of the remaster stuff because it really doesn't affect my eye. But this is really hard to note it. Like I watched this on a small TV screen, like a standard 20-inch TV, which is your base tube TV. I've seen this in theaters. I've actually put this at the movie club. We did Bond month,
Lucky you.
and when we had the move when I was doing university movie club, so we had a projector and we actually watched it from the projector. And I gotta buy one, by the way. I want to get my own projector for my own personal purposes, but that's just neither here nor there. Um, so we saw with the big screen projectors what this looks like on big screen. It looks better on big screen. I find but like the
Really?
water scenes and the yeah the water scenes when it's in the water, it's really hard to see anything. Like they tried their best, but there's a couple of moments where you're like, eh. So, but that's the thing about this movie. This movie is all about the effects. Like that's why it's like going to the story, which we're coming up to next. It's a Bond story, right? Like there's not much to really say in this one. I don't know what do you think about that the story for this?
Well, the basic idea, uh, cliche, bad guy has a bomb. He holds the world ransom, but it's not about that. It's about how Bond is going to put all the pieces together, locate where everything is. Stop them before it's
That's
too
the
late. That's the interesting
I
part.
disagree. I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree because he knew who the bad guy was. They knew who the bad guy was. They
Okay.
were 100% certain. They
Okay.
knew. They knew within the first 20 minutes who the bad guy was,
Okay. But
and then it was just a matter of finding the bombs. That
okay.
was it.
Scratch. Okay. Scratch that statement. It's just how the mission's carried out is the interesting part because he had a lot of things in his way more so than the
Yeah, but a
previous
lot of it
films.
was dropped. A lot of it was dropped in his. Actually, this is what a lot of it was just dropped in his lap.
Yeah,
Like Bond's going and doing something, and it just happens that Spectre's there at the same time. It's like, come on.
like this was the most unpredictable for a first time
No,
viewer.
this was very weak. Actually, this was weak sauce for the others. The other stories, although Goldfinger, they did the same thing with Goldfinger. But Goldfinger, you never knew what Goldfinger was going to do because Goldfinger was such a fucking madman. This guy, it was a weird idea. There was
Certainly,
some cool shit.
yeah, certainly not as
Go ahead.
intricate as the first three, but
Yeah,
I think at that point you're like, okay, everyone knows the Bond formula. It's like why
yeah,
why
but this
why
what?
why why change what was successful, and
Yeah, but
we know that they
this one
tried.
hits that. But this one hits it really hard. This is the reason Austin Powers exists is because of this movie. Like
Take it
this is
away.
literally yeah, no, this is the reason Austin Powers exists is because of this movie. Because this is I think this is the only movie they actually go, yeah, we're gonna. It's not some guy sinking, making his own Atlantis or something crazy like that, like which is in the later movies where it gets really outlandish. But this is where you really get to see it for the first time, and that's kind of amusing if you think about it, because it's like, wow, from night and day, right? Like it was kind of espionage, like from Russia from Love, which was I still think is one of the more Bond movies.
Yeah.
This one just like goes right off the rails. I don't know how far this kept from the book and stuff because I never read Thunderball. I read like the first three, but I've never read all the books. But it it's okay. It's just not You know, I hate to say it, this literally leads into the action scenes. The action scenes are what makes this movie.
Well, before we get to that, there is an interesting piece of information. I mean, I may not get it accurate because I just skimmed through it, But
Hmm.
apparently, Thunderball was actually, with the help of Ian Fleming and a couple of other guys, I think, they wrote Thunderball a to be the first Bond film on screen, and
Mm.
stuff happened, and Doctor No ended up being the first one. But yeah, so the first Bond film he would have seen was canceled, or
Mm.
or rather, to put it more accurately,
Well,
postponed.
they also remade Thunderball, I think, apparently a couple times too.
One time,
Um,
I don't know about a second time, but the first time was Never Say Never.
yeah, never say never.
But that's not canon. That's not
Eh.
official. A different studio made it.
Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to say what's what in the butt with that, but yeah, no, they've done a bunch of Bonds. Like it's kind of weird with it. It's not the most outlandish Bond movie. I still think that goes to Moonraker being the most outlandish of all Bond movies, and that's one of the most equally hated movies, Moonraker, which is weird because it's like it's not that bad, but it's just like that's the one that goes over the top.
Yeah, that's the one where they're trying to find a use for special effects because Star Wars and Star
Yeah,
Trek were so big at that time. But
yeah,
yeah,
but this one,
we
this one
sidetracked.
really does. Yeah, this one really, like I said, it follows the effects. Like the first effect you see is the first person to ever have a jetpack use a jetpack.
This one tries to be bigger and badder. You know, it tries to up
Yeah,
the the action and the effects.
yeah, and then it's not saying that the action wasn't okay in this one. It was okay, but this one was just Jesus hell. I don't know. Like I said, this wasn't my favorite Bond movie. Let's go to the acting. Well, it's Sean Connery. What else can we say there?
I
Like
mean,
we're gonna hit the same notes with Sean Connery Bond. He did a good job in this one.
yeah. So I'll just get to the new stuff. I mean, once again, Felix Leiter has been replaced. Like this is
Yeah.
the fourth movie, third actor to play him, which I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
why they
he
couldn't just get a
shows up.
little guy.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, he shows up at Goldfinger, don't they? It doesn't he?
Yeah, only at the beginning of Goldfinger, but the Goldfinger actor was so different from the others.
Yeah,
But this one's well closer to the original. It's still not Jack Lord. It's
yeah, yeah. It's so weird that they actually kept changing Felix because Felix is a huge part of the original Bond series. I can't remember when they finally kill Felix off, but I know they I think they do end up killing him later.
so yeah.
But
Who else? That's and oh yeah, another acting wise, the guy with the Largo, the main bad guy.
yeah,
Obviously, he was
yeah.
dubbed over like with Goldfinger and Honey Rider, and even Domino, the lead girl here, she was also dubbed over. Like, what is with
They were, yeah, I know. It's just like they can't have their accents in a movie. It's weird because it's a British movie technically, and they can't have accents. So
Well, it's not that they can't have accent. It's just that they couldn't speak English, is what I understood. At least in
well,
Goldfinger's case, he couldn't speak English at all. But they liked the way he looked and his demeanor, so they needed to get that and find a voice appropriate. But I don't know but I think that's a case by case. I don't know.
you know what we got? People bitch about dubbing, and it's like really think about it. If we actually think about it, Bond movies started the dubbing craze.
Oh, wait till the next movie. You Only Live Twice. I mean, the Japanese chick speaking English, the
Oh,
first one, she sounds like a European
oh.
trying to speak English.
Oh yeah. I won't get into that, but we'll get to that later. Jesus fuck. But it is this movie is about the action. Let's be honest. This movie is about the action scenes.
Yeah.
There's a very this has a super unique water scene. It has some of the most weirdest shit. Like they have sharks randomly pop up in the scene. That's the only thing I'll ever remember is that water battle. Like this movie is, and I think I remember it's like that like that battle scene at there,
Oh yeah, that's another
and the
overused.
yeah
Like this movie. The problem with this, another problem with this movie is that it dragged on a bit. So
It did.
Maybe because it dragged on, they had to reuse some of the music like 3 or 4 times. I mean,
Yeah.
we've heard that music in previous Bond films, but they were used sparingly by
No,
comparison.
this one was used a lot when he was doing the Bond stuff, especially that underwater battle, which lasted fucking forever. That battle was so fucking boring. It got boring after a while. How the fuck can you have a underwater battle? Like for one, underwater battle, that's interesting. Two, underwater battle with guys shooting spears and chasing each other with freaking axes, with sorry, knives, not axes. I apologize. And they're like stabbing each other in the water. Like that sounds so fucking odd, but like unique. But this one, it goes on and on and on. It's like the red guys versus the black guys. That's pretty much what it was. It's like red skins versus black skins. It was just so bad.
I mean, I'm no gun expert, but did they have underwater guns that shot bullets
Yes,
in
they
those
did.
days? At that time,
Yeah, they
okay.
did. Yeah, they did. But I think they did. I don't know. I wouldn't know. But that's such a weird idea that they go underwater to fight. Like they don't attack his ship, of course. Like they don't attack his ship until later. And there was a cool thing where they had the ships separate.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the bullets.
yeah. You know what? I wish we could get a like. We should actually. I don't want to get copyrighted, but I would have loved to put that scene where it's like ba da da. Have the Power Ranger music go off. It's like boom, go go Power Rangers. As the ship's flying by. That's what I would like. This Thunderball is also the super meme Bond movie. Uh, I think it's Goldfinger starts off with a very memey thing where James Bond cats a person to death.
Mm.
Yeah, that's where he hits the lamp into the guy's fucking into the water where the guy is. And he gets
Yeah,
electrocuted and he like says
into the
shocking as he
tub.
walks away. Yeah,
Yeah.
that. But the way he does it just reminds me of a cat, like knocking something off the table.
But no, I think
Hmm.
personally, I like this movie, but I think that
Hmm.
trim trim it just a bit, it would have been even better.
Yeah, no, that water battle went on way too long.
Exactly,
It
trim that a bit,
it
and
trim that a lot. Um, this one, I think the actual scenes were okay. Like,
but you got to forgive them. This is like I don't know any other movie at that time that had an underwater battle. Like,
yeah, I can't
can you
think of a
think of?
single movie. I can't think of a single movie that had an underwater battle. I actually can't think of a single one that had an underwater. I think that's kind of why I've never seen an underwater battle ever since.
They
And
just couldn't make it cinematic.
yeah, it doesn't look good here. Like there's some fun moments, like when Bond's walking around with that pen of his that allows him to like breathe.
Oh yeah, the gadgets in this are realistic for the most part, but there is a little bit of sci-fi unrealistic elements to it, like the pill that he sorry, the tablet that he takes that activates some kind of beaming or
Radar,
radar device.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, a radar device, aka radiation.
and it harmlessly he takes it harmlessly.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Like it is just
I mean, why not just put
this.
why not just have a like in Goldfinger, just a chip and put it in your shoe or put it
Yeah,
in your watch or something. Your waterproof watch. Isn't that more
yeah,
adequate than swallowing a pill?
yeah. This was a decent movie. I'm gonna give this one a 7. What do you think you're gonna give it there?
Well, you know how I rate the Bond films, and yeah, this is around a 7.5.
Yeah, like I said, they're all going to be around 7 for me. They're Bond movies. They're worth the watch. So yeah, that's our little thing of Thunderball. I almost said Goldfinger. Thunderball. And next is, I believe, Never Say Never, isn't it? Or no, no, no.
No,
You only live twice, and then it's Gold. Yeah, see, fuck, I get them confused. We all get them confused, guys. It's just the way it is. I actually know people that are like, they think it's Doctor No, then Goldfinger, not Doctor No, Russia from Love, then Goldfinger. Everyone moves from Russia with Love all over the place in the Bond franchise.
I don't know. We'd have to discuss continuity at some point.
And we should actually do a continuity episode before we finish this off. Yeah, so that's our shot of Thunderball. I hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, there'll be more Bond coming up very shortly. We're hoping to get the entire series finished before the end of the month. At least the Connery movies.